Hey, what's up, people? It's your boy Akitak. Ozu is all about the beats and games, but we're gonna do a little reaction to this video. Direct to consumer poses a massive threat to type beat producers, and there are 3 warning signs to it. So pretty much, this is by I don't know why the hell. I don't know why the hell this is up right here. this is stuff. Oh my god, bro. Okay, this get away. Hold on one moment. Let me get rid of this. All right, there you go. Now we're done. Now here's the thing, though. Like I said, want to try buy Music Money Makeover Show. Pretty much it. You subscribe to them. Pretty much it. There's their page right here. It's right here. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
As artists begin to push for direct to consumer, a certain group of creators that are a staple in this music industry are about to lose big. And this may leave some producers feeling a little sick after this video is over. And I can't say that I'm here with you, but I can empathize with the pain that you may feel in about 12 months or so. However, I saw the warning signs last year, and so did some of my audience members. But if you want to survive this shift, we need to talk about a few things right now on the Music Money Makeover show. First things first is artists are craving a solution to Spotify, and there are strategies and options available. Because artists have started to time release projects via even Bandcamp and iTunes, only releasing singles to Spotify in the beginning while cataloging with Spotify later. This is a problem because as this behavior becomes the norm, right? Type beat producers and all the beat leasing producers cannot track money made from these purchase interactions and transactions. On top of the original contract, there are no producer points included in lease agreements. In streaming 1.0, this could fly, but in streaming 2.0, this is a huge problem. Producers are going to have to move their strategy with the market or stand to lose a lot of money as time goes on. Producers may default to keeping things the same this year, but next year sometime, changes will have to be made because if they aren't, well, you get the picture of what's.
So basically, what he's saying is this. For one, it is true. In most all of the producer contracts, there is nothing with producer points. That means royalties and publishing. There's nothing in there that says it pretty much it. So that's something is a problem. Yeah, so he has a valid point. Because in even in my contracts, I don't even include it. I don't have the only clause I include is like a 10-year clause. I try to remove that, but actually, in a sense, it makes a lot of sense to have it because anything could happen to that beat and it will expire on its own. But the 10-year clause usually you pretty much say in the next 10 years they gotta go ahead and release it again. So yeah.
What's going to happen. And if you don't, I'm about to express it to you. So lease contracts never asked for producer royalties because the lease price advanced the producer their royalties from the get-go. And because streaming producer royalties were so bad, that was the case for the price being what it was. Now, as D2C comes online, they will go up across the board, meaning the producer royalties. The demand for that from the producers will start to be requested again because what I'm discussing now is you're missing out on a whole revenue stream that your contract doesn't have anything to do with. And quite frankly, the sickening part is you have no way to track this. Let that sink in. I had to take that long pause because I needed to let you understand how dire this is about to be. Now,
shit. God damn it. Fuck. This is crazy. But the thing is that it is kind of been messed up. So I think what we need to do as producers, if you are selling beats on whatever platform, whether it's BeatStars, Track Train, and everything. And by the way, I have a video for about Track Train coming beat making too. So be on the lookout for that. But other than that though, yeah, I feel that this is going to be the calm before the storm happens. So we need to figure out ways to go ahead and get around it.
So everybody's not going to do D2C. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Now, here's the next kicker.
They are going to do it because look at like this video that's going to be popping up right now. up here, it's gonna tell you why.
It's because subscription releases, just like producers have them, artists have them. And they ain't helping either. Just let that sink in. Last year, I had a few artists that suggested releasing exclusive music to their communities from my audience. And this is another undocumented threat because artists can make thousands in their communities providing promotional releases to entice signups.
Now, this could come down to something like Coffee or Patreon. Pretty much it. I know this is not a artist, but I'm gonna use comedian Ryan Davis for example. Recently, he released a video about a comedy special he has paid $150K to work on and trying to pitch it to Netflix. Netflix pretty much denied it, so he decided to go ahead and go to Patreon and just release it there. If you just sign up for X amount of dollars. So what this kind of does, in a sense, same thing. It pretty much incentivizes. Oh, I can get something exclusive if I sign up for this thing, and I directly support my favorite creator. Anyways, in the case of the artist, their fan and their communities could ready to support them directly, and they get something out of it. More music from the artist, which everyone wins.
Though money isn't made directly for the music, it is made indirectly, and your tracks are the support for that revenue. At this point, there is nothing that you can really do. Even if you tried, you couldn't change this. So imagine a $35 track was purchased to support a community of people that makes this artist $3,500 a month or even $35,000 a month. The only fight is to put it in your contracts and hope that they don't do this. However, again, you never know unless you were in there. And all I'm saying is at least make the attempt to protect yourself in the contract. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, there's nothing you can do in that fight, because if you don't have access to that community, you won't be able to see how many people access that. You won't be able to see how many people downloaded it. If someone leases your track and they're on a Substack, and this is how they got, but the Substack is a subscription, right? But they're making hella money off of the Substack subscription, but you can't tell how many people got the promotional album. You have to walk away with your $35, $45 or your track out fee of $100 or $300. Like, and you have to say, hey, that's what it is. That's the game. So communities are the private island shelter or shell companies that you should fear, is all I'm saying. It is what it is. Now, here's the next one. AI generated beats, the left hook you never saw coming.
Oh, this bullshit. Yeah. I heard about this one. Let me tell you. Yeah, my AI beats be sounding so good, bro. And I ain't heard one, but I've been hearing some horror stories about it. It is not great. Not at all.
This doesn't replace you, but it's going to change something. So check it out. As more and more artists can produce their own beats via AI, they won't need beat leases.
Yup. Ain't that the truth?
They will just make their own beats for demos and find other producers to add elements or finish the productions themselves. Now, I entered the game in the snap music era, right? So I know it doesn't take much to create a hit. And being a purist has no place in a monetary conversation. The playing field will continue to be leveled, and even though you may think people still want leases, as time rolls on, they won't need you because they have other options. And this move will be the invisible glitch in your model. It may be time to start thinking about offering real exclusive production services, because in the end, when artists want a real record after they've gotten notoriety off of the AI beats, they will be looking to you for your expertise if you've developed it, okay? And so I think that offering this type of service would help, because singer-songwriters will actually run rampant with this, as there are writers who need beats, but not enough producers that actually know how to work with writers, because there are a lot of producers out here who just simply make the beat and give it away as a beat maker, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But if you really want to become known as a real producer, then hey, you got to get in the game, man, and start working. So at some,
he's not wrong about that. That's why my bro, shout out to my bro Jay Woods, we had a conversation about this. He said he's not gonna let you ain't gonna make beats, you're gonna write hooks. He's pretty much what he's trying to do is develop me into a great producer. That's it. And the thing is, you have to like. I can tell you right now, like there are hooks I wrote in this notebook right here. There's some notes, just like scrambled notes or something like that. Like I have like this and shit like that. Like I wrote hooks. I'm starting to write hooks a lot. So that's one thing I've been doing. So with that being said, like learn how to write hooks, learn how to direct the artist, learn how to do all those stuff. Because it's gonna help you out in the long run. Pretty much it. And also gonna help you stand out from the rest, for real. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like real talk. But let's move on.
At some point, you should offer some type of exclusive service where there are checks and balances saying that you got to meet this threshold, you had to have done this, you got to have a BMI and or ASCAP account minimum with a publishing account to match up with it. And then from there, you got to have X amount of followers, X amount of monthly listeners, and then I can think about doing an exclusive production service agreement with you, right? Or we need to negotiate this with my tracks and my production style. Other than that, you can't get access to this. Something that you need to work out, right? But I'm just saying you need to be aware of what's coming because AI isn't necessarily the thing that's going to take you out. It's going to take out the entire model. It's going to decrease revenue. That's the invisible part that I'm talking about. And you're like, man, revenue ain't kicking the way it used to. Yeah. And then when you find out what it is, it's like, but I didn't think. Nobody ever thinks when things are going down. So what if you lose your current income stream from beat leases? Because this is real, like this personal now, right? Because while this is a valid concern, the real issue isn't losing the lease income, it's failing to adapt to the changing market because the revenue potential from high ticket and percentage-based production services and D2C partnerships far outweighs the declining returns from traditional beat leasing. And this will take some work on your behalf to make this happen, but you gotta make this happen. Because what if transitioning to high ticket production services takes too long to generate income? You see what I'm saying? Okay, I'm losing money, but then what if it takes too long? Listen, the fear of a slow transition isn't the real issue. The real challenge is managing your resources during the shift. And you can mitigate this by gradually building your high ticket client base while maintaining the current beat lease income that you have, creating a bridge between both business models. And if you avoid it, you'll be forced to make a desperate transition when beat leasing becomes unsustainable. So if you don't avoid it, you'll have established yourself in the new market before your competitors get there, before they even know what happened. You see what I'm saying? But then if you don't adapt fast enough with the speed that it's going to take with these industry changes, these are ones that I foresee, then the real challenge isn't about the adaptation at all. The speed of it. It's about taking strategic action now while you still have time. If you're not fast enough, you got to take advantage now. Because many producers are paralyzed by the fear of change, but waiting too long to evolve your business model is far more riskier than making gradual adjustments today. Because what will happen is one day you'll find yourself in a new industry where your model doesn't work anymore, or it's just not going to be making enough money. So here's what you can do. You can sell your customized high-ticket production instead of bulk leasing, or you can use a combination of upfront fees, percentages, and your influence to create unique buy opportunities. It's going to be something brand new now. It's not going to be the same. And then you can get in the studio with artists and writers so you can build your brand and fan base. Don't just work behind the scenes. And then you need to monetize outside of artists by selling the things that you're already doing, right? The sound packs, the memberships to exclusive selected peoples and other production services, right? And even if you sold exclusive memberships for those who are on a certain tier, who will get access to your tracks quicker and faster, right? Great, have those people pay, right? To, hey, this is so that people who really are serious can get access to my tracks right now, exclusively months before everybody on the store gets it. And I'm quite sure some of you all have been doing this already, so this is nothing new. But if you haven't, seriously consider it, right? They'll sit in this folder for 3 months before they hit the store, just so you get the exclusives. And if you want that, I'm here for it. These are just things that you can do to actually support your revenue streams.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I feel like, yeah, that's dope. Like, that's something I might think about doing. Because actually, that's the point. Because I have coffee up here. Actually, we're going to be working on that. And one of the things is at a certain tier, you will get exclusive beats from me that's not in my store, that's not on Track Train, and pretty much it before they do. So you get exclusive access to them, pretty much it. That's actually something I was thinking about doing anyways. So yeah, cat's out the bag on that.
The last thing you want to do is lock in some revenue share contracts in the D2C model before it becomes saturated. Or this is just going to happen anyway. But before it really takes off, you want to get that done because you're going to look like the person who is on top of that market. So this might be reserved for the people that you offer the exclusive production services to. They will get that. But I would highly consider either you giving people the permission to use it in the D2C stores and changing the language in the contract to make it very, very unfavorable if even releases are promoted, and if Bandcamp releases are promoted, then you can have a way for these releases. If you find out, let's say it does really, really well, and if for some reason it does well on Spotify, and you're like, that's your police point. If it does really, really well on Spotify, then you can say, oh, this was released on Bandcamp. I said you couldn't do that. This gives me ground for legal action. But again, what happens if they made $20,000, but then the $20,000 you're going after, or the producer royalty of, let's say, $700 isn't enough for the legal funds to cover that, so it doesn't make any sense to go at? What happens? Now, they just made a lot of money. It took $700 from you, but imagine how many other producers got that $700 taken from them. And then just multiply it by how many people you don't even know is doing what with your tracks. So I want you to join me in the Music Money Makers community every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to get more questions answered about this particular topic right here. And if you're in a position where you want to build your record label in 60 days or less, complete with funding sources, grab the 60-day record label course right now beneath this video. Catching the wave creates higher revenue potential through D2C partnerships and revenue shares, all right? This will happen so you can build sustainable long-term income streams. You catch this wave, you'll begin to develop high-ticket production services so you can command premium rates and attract serious artists. In addition to catching the wave, you gotta take advantage of the sound packs and the memberships so you can reduce dependency on the beat leasing income. And then you can build direct relationships with artists and writers, right? So you can position yourself as an expert producer in the evolving market. But if you say, yo, you're not even a part of the producer community, bro, like what gives you grounds to speak on this? Let me tell you what's gonna happen if you miss this wave. You're gonna face rapidly declining income as artists shift to D2C platforms and AI-generated beats, potentially losing 70% of your current revenue streams. And here's the thing, you know I'm not lying. Growing frustration and career stagnation as the industry evolves without you will lead to missed opportunities in high ticket production. And the difficult choice between making a desperate last minute move or transition when it's too late, or watching your business model crumble and become obsolete is going to be the end route of just saying, I'm going to keep leasing and doing type beats the way I've been doing it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm telling you it's coming. And I'm speaking from a record label standpoint and how the purchase process goes. We don't care. We would rather not pay you producer royalties and pay you extra money to get everything on discount. So at the end of the day, the music industry landscape is shifting dramatically, and producers who relied on traditional beat leasing models are facing a critical turning point. With D2C platforms, AI generation, and changing artist behaviors reshaping the market, and those who recognize these warning signs and take action will position themselves for success in the evolving industry, while those who resist change risk being left behind. Music money makers, if you make music, You should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com. Jump into the all-new Music Money Makers community. Join me every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your questions answered there. Grab this.
But yeah, the link to this video is going to also be in the description. But what he's kind of saying, here's my thoughts. All right, let's break it down. So the first thing he talked about was Spotify. Right now, Spotify is getting sued the fuck up. They has been exposed, literally exposed, back last month. And the thing is about it is that one of the things is this. Long story short, they have been finding a way where they don't have to pay the person any licenses to stream the music. So they decided to go ahead and put the same track but in different artists' name and songs. More on that. It's pretty much it in the cards. Anyways, about this and going on. But I just look at the fact that this is going to be it. I'm a type beat producer, but I also work with artists too. I send beats all the time. I also send hooks all the time and everything else. My thing is that it's this. I probably will be doing something along the lines of this, where I just give you a one flat fee for exclusive production, or pretty much it. Okay. And also with the leasing thing, we're gonna have to rearrange the contract some way, somehow. So that's one thing for sure. For reals. Let me go ahead and tell you right now. So I'm gonna take heed to this by myself. So if you got any suggestions on this or about this subject and what I could do, hey, if you got suggestions, hit me up on Discord and everything. Hit me up on all my social medias and everything, and we'll talk. But until then, if what y'all think about it, do you think that this will pose a massive threat to type B producers who try not to selling leases, or is it pretty much a fluke? Personally, me, I think it is going to come to a time where we have to go and do so, where you really have to really step into the producer role. Really, you got to be on your stuff, because sending beats ain't gonna cut it at all. That's all. Peace and blessing to you all. Until the next video. Peace.